Let's talk about the elephant in the room. When we hear the title Avengers, we usually think of a team-up. We think of Earth's mightiest heroes assembling to punch a robot or an alien army until the day is saved. But the definition of an Avengers-level threat is evolving. It used to mean Loki invading New York or Ultron dropping a city from the sky. But Avengers Doomsday? That title carries a weight that makes the Battle of New York look like a playground fight. We aren't just dealing with a villain who wants to rule the world. We are dealing with incursions, the literal collision of realities, where universes smash into one another, erasing everything in existence. And at the center of this collapsing multiverse stands one man, Dr. Victor Von Doom. In a scenario this catastrophic, super soldier serum and high-tech suits simply aren't going to cut it. You cannot punch an incursion. You cannot shoot a laser at the collapse of space-time. This raises the ultimate question. In the multiverse saga, where we have seen reality warpers, living celestials, and timeline destroyers, who actually matters? Who has the raw power to stand against the end of everything? Today, we are ranking the top 5 most powerful beings likely to feature in Avengers Doomsday. We are looking at feats, comic book lore, and MCU potential. Let's dive in. Coming in at number 5 is the God of Thunder, Thor Odinson. Now, I can hear the keyboards typing already. Thor? Really? He's been around since Phase 1. Surely he's outclassed by now. And to that, I say, you are looking at the wrong stats. Thor is an anomaly in the MCU. Most characters have a power ceiling. They get their powers, they learn to use them, and that's it. Thor has a power curve that has been rising exponentially for over a decade. Let's look at the facts. Thor is the protector of the 9 realms, a title he didn't just inherit, but earned through blood. In his youth, he led campaigns across the cosmos, toppling kingdoms and defeating the strongest warriors of Jotunheim on their home turf. But his physical stats are just the baseline. His durability is absurd. In the Avengers, he took a fall that knocked the Incredible Hulk unconscious, and Thor stood up moments later, ready to fight. In Infinity War, we saw his peak. He took the full force of a neutron star. Let's pause and appreciate the physics of that. A neutron star is one of the densest objects in the universe. The heat and gravitational force required to hold that iris open would have atomized anyone else in the MCU. Not only did he survive, but he immediately healed and one-shotted a fully powered Thanos who was wielding all 6 Infinity Stones. Thanos, the greatest strategist in the galaxy, knew exactly who the threat was. He didn't bother restraining Hulk or Captain America with metal debris. He specifically bound Thor. Why? Because a focused Thor is a planet killer. But the reason he is on this list isn't just because of what he has done, but what he might do. In the comics, when Thor inherits the full power of Odin, the Odin Force, and learns the ancient runes, he becomes Rune King Thor. In this form, he doesn't just throw lightning, he manipulates the fabric of reality. He surpasses the Elder Gods. If Doomsday pushes Thor to his absolute breaking point, perhaps losing his daughter Love or seeing New Asgard fall, we might finally see the old King Thor version, who can stand toe-to-toe with cosmic entities. He is the last of the old guard, and he is the strongest he has ever been. Moving to number 4, we have a character who is essentially a walking nuclear deterrent, the Sentry, Robert Reynolds. If you thought Captain Marvel was the heavy hitter, prepare yourself. Sentry is often described as having the power of 1 million exploding suns. Now that sounds like cool comic book marketing jargon, but let's break down what that actually means. We aren't just talking about heat, we're talking about energy manipulation on a molecular level. In the comics, Sentry has fought Galactus to a standstill. He has ripped gods like Ares in half with his bare hands. He doesn't just defeat enemies, he obliterates them. So why isn't he number 1? The problem with the Sentry, and what makes him so fascinating, is his mind. Robert Reynolds suffers from severe agoraphobia and schizophrenia. His power is tied to his mental state. Inside his mind exists a dark parasitic entity known as the Void. The Void is the equal and opposite reaction to the Sentry. For every life Sentry saves, the Void tries to take one. This makes him the biggest wildcard in Avengers Doomsday. He's likely being introduced via the Thunderbolts, possibly as a weapon created by Val or the government to police the superhuman population. But you cannot control a hurricane with a leash. If Dr. Doom or an incursion threatens the Earth, Sentry has the raw power to hold a universe together physically, or push it apart. However, he's a glass cannon mentally. A villain as smart as Dr. Doom won't fight Sentry with fists, he'll fight him psychologically, he'll trigger the Void, and if the Void comes out during Doomsday, the Avengers won't just be fighting Doom, they'll be fighting a dark god capable of consuming the world. Despite the risks, purely on a who hits the hardest scale, Sentry is leagues above almost anyone else we've seen. He represents raw, unadulterated cosmic power. At number 3, we have the man of the hour, the name on the marquee, Victor Von Doom. You might be asking, wait, he's the villain, shouldn't he be number 1? In terms of threat, yes, but in terms of innate power, Doom starts lower, and that is exactly what makes him dangerous. Doom doesn't rely on being born a god, he steals godhood. Victor Von Doom is the perfect intersection of the MCU's two biggest power systems, magic and science. He rivals Reed Richards in intellect, capable of building machines that can peer into other dimensions. He rivals Doctor Strange in sorcery, having learned arts dark enough to make the Scarlet Witch blush. But his defining trait in Avengers Doomsday will likely be his power siphon. We have already seen concept art and leaks suggesting Doom's armor in the MCU is fitted with trophy-like modifications. We've seen hints of a cloak that looks like Doctor Strange's, pieces of armor that resemble Iron Man tech, and potentially even magical artifacts integrated into a suit. In the Secret Wars comic run, which this movie is heavily drawing from, Doom didn't just beat the Avengers, he confronted the Beyonders, omnipotent beings who created the multiverse, and he stole their power. He killed Thanos by ripping his spine out without breaking a sweat. He reshaped reality into Battle World because he felt he could do a better job than the gods. In Doomsday, Doom will likely act as a power vampire. He is the all-for-one of the Marvel Universe. If he confronts Thor, he will drain the Odin Force. If he confronts Captain Marvel, he will siphon her cosmic energy. He believes that power is wasted on the unworthy. His ideology is simple: I alone can fix this. By the third act of the movie, expect Doom to have ascended beyond a simple man in a metal mask. He will be God Emperor Doom, a being who holds the remnants of shattered universes in the palm of his hand. He is number 3 only because he needs prep time to get there, but once he gets there, he is nearly unstoppable. Number 2 is a character whose evolution is arguably the greatest in cinema history. From a jealous brother trying to rule a single city to the living battery of the entire multiverse, God Loki. Let's really process the ending of Loki Season 2, because it is difficult to overstate how powerful Loki has become. He isn't just a god in name anymore, he is a fundamental cosmological constant. Loki currently sits at the center of the world tree, Yggdrasil. He is physically holding together every single timeline in the multiverse. He is powering their existence with his own magic. This feat alone puts him above almost any physical threat. He isn't fighting armies, he is sustaining existence. But his power set goes beyond just being a battery. Loki has mastered time slipping. He can move through time, not just in the physical world, but in the TVA, a place that exists outside of time. This is a feat that baffled the smartest minds in the universe, including He Who Remains. Loki exists as a paradox. He has spent centuries, maybe millennia, learning physics, engineering, and magic to save his friends. His durability is now infinite. The temporal radiation that shreds matter into spaghetti, Loki walked through it shirtless. He has transcended the need for physical form, yet chooses to hold the throne to give everyone a chance at free will. In Avengers Doomsday, Loki is the ultimate wildcard for the heroes. If Doom tries to rewrite reality, he has to go through Loki. Loki is the god of stories now. If Doom wants to change the story, he has to defeat the narrator. The only reason Loki isn't number 1 is that he is currently bound to his throne. He is playing defense, he is holding the fort. But if he were to ever let go and unleash that power offensively,
the multiverse would shake. And finally, at number 1, the being who stands above gods, monsters, and emperors, the son of Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, Franklin Richards. If you're an MCU-only fan, you might not know this name yet, but you will. With the Fantastic Four joining the MCU, Franklin is the smoking gun. In the comics, Franklin is classified as an Omega-level mutant, but even that label feels too small. He is a universal shaper. Let me explain what that means. When Franklin was a literal toddler, he created a pocket universe under his bed covers just for fun. He didn't use technology, he didn't use a spell, he just willed it into existence.
Franklin's power is psionic reality manipulation on a multiversal scale. In the comics, Galactus, the devourer of worlds, a cosmic entity that eats planets for breakfast, kneels before Franklin. In a future timeline, Franklin makes Galactus his herald. Think about the hierarchy there. The scary cosmic giant that the Avengers are terrified of, he is Franklin's bodyguard. In the Secret Wars storyline, when everything was destroyed, it wasn't Thor's hammer or Cap's shield that saved the day. It was Franklin Richards. He used his powers to dream up new universes, which his father, Reed Richards, then physically constructed. In Avengers Doomsday, if the multiverse is collapsing due to incursions, physical strength is useless. You need someone who can rebuild reality. Franklin is that person. Even as a child in the movie, his subconscious defenses would be impenetrable. If Doom tries to attack the Fantastic Four, he might find himself erased from history by a child who just wants his dad to be safe. Franklin Richards is the deus ex machina. He is the answer to the unanswerable equation. He is, without a doubt, the single most powerful entity we expect to see in this saga. Before we wrap up, we have to look at the honorable mentions, the characters who could easily steal a spot on this list, depending on how the writers handle them. First, Doctor Strange. We saw him use the Darkhold. We know he has caused an incursion. In the comics, during the incursions, Strange sells his soul to become the leader of the Black Priests, gaining the power to destroy entire Earths with a single word. If we get that Strange, he is top 3 material. Second, the Scarlet Witch. Is she dead? Doubtful. If Wanda returns, her hex magic is one of the few things that can rewrite reality as effectively as Franklin or Doom. If she is unleashed with no morals, she is a walking apocalypse. And finally, a massive rumor, Rachel Summers or the Phoenix Force. With the X-Men entering the fold, the Phoenix Force is the ultimate cosmic equalizer. It represents life and destruction. If it shows up in Doomsday, the power scale breaks completely. So, there you have it. The hierarchy of power in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is about to be shattered. We're moving from super soldiers punching robots to gods rewriting the laws of physics. Thor brings the experience and the brute force. Sentry brings the raw, unstable power of a million suns. Doom brings the intellect and the ability to steal the powers of the gods. Loki holds the canvas upon which this war is fought. And Franklin Richards? He's the one who can paint a new picture when the old one burns down. The war for the multiverse is coming, and it's going to be glorious. Now, I want to hear from you. Who is your number 1? Did I overestimate Sentry? Did I underestimate Wanda? And do you think Dr. Doom will actually succeed in becoming God Emperor in the movies? Let's fight it out in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Avengers breakdowns. Thank you. Peace.